Demetrios, the Big Cynical Adventure is one of the most recent entries in the resurging point-and-click genre. Developed largely by one man, Demetrios tells the tale of Bjorn, a French antique dealer who falls into a whole mess of trouble after being robbed and opting to investigate the theft himself. This decision sets off an 8 to 10 hour adventure, full of easily avoided deaths, eccentric side characters, and an awful lot of toilet humour. In truth, this is as much a visual novel as it is a point-and-click adventure game, and so anyone who isn't a fan of sifting through thousands of often inane lines of dialogue might find Demetrios to be a real struggle to get through. Whilst the puzzles here are thankfully never quite as obtuse or annoying as some found in the likes of Grim Fandango, there are certainly a few that are decidedly illogical and perhaps only solvable through sheer brute force trial and error, as you attempt every possible combination of items to see what works. However, the player can get through any particularly troubling sections with relative ease if they so please, by using one of the collectible hint-giving cookies that can be found scattered throughout each screen. These moments of tedium are also aided by the impressive amount of context-specific lines delivered by Bjorn, even if they are seldom funny. Bjorn, who I imagine is intended to come off as a lovable slob, more often than not just feels like an incompetent asshole who has somehow managed to blunder through 30 years of his life without achieving a Darwin Award. Perhaps the issue here is that the random jokes and scatological humour come first and foremost, with commitment to believable character motivations and actions coming in a distant second place. My increasing dislike for Bjorn meant that seeking out all of the hidden and ridiculous death screens became a rather therapeutic experience. The visuals are bright and cheerful in a way that never felt garish. In fact, the general aesthetic is one of the few things in Demetrios that I don't have much of an issue with. It's a super laid-back experience all around, which the game's decent array of catchy tunes helps to accentuate. Despite my grievances with some very core design and narrative decisions, I definitely found myself relaxing and enjoying the stress-free nature of the gameplay. Death and failure have little consequence here, which might have been an issue in any other game, except, in the world of Demetrios, the lack of punishment or uphill challenge feels very much at home with these layabout characters and the easygoing pace of it all. It could very well be that the best way to play Demetrios is in short bursts, on the Vita whilst in bed. That being said, things do heat up as the story plods along, and the locations you'll be visiting do eventually become more interesting. But it's still quite telling that I always felt most compelled to revisit Bjorn's adventure just before heading off for an undeserved sleep. His slacker mentality must truly be infectious.